Hello everyone! Before you continue watching this video will contain spoilers from my voice. So if you have not caught this movie as of yet, I don't know what you're doing. Hurry up and watch it before you accidentally spoil yourself by watching videos like this one. And if you indeed have not watched yet, I would definitely recommend first watching Doctor Strange 1 as well as WandaVision, because these movies are all intertwined in some way. You're welcome. So watch those first before watching this movie. I'll be covering the bad points followed by the good points, so bear with me for a little bit. As you can see, this is just the main trailer for the movie looping, so you can just enjoy that and my voice. Anyway, as you can tell from the title, I will be giving my full personal take on what I'll be calling in this video Doctor Strange 2, because that's essentially what it is to me, at least. Although this movie personally felt more like WandaVision 2 to me rather than a Doctor Strange 2 movie. That's gonna be point 1 for me, and despite the movie being 2 hours 6 minutes, I strongly feel that there was way more Scarlet Witch screen time and action scenes from her side compared to Doctor Strange himself. Though I would really like to say that it was a good balance of screen time between them, I would be lying. Throughout the movie, most of my mind and thoughts were just wrapped around how strongly Wanda is in being willing to do anything for, air quote, her boys, namely Tommy and Billy, and just wanted the absolute best for them, when my mind should be focused more towards Doctor Strange because it's his movie. I mean, if not, why would they be calling the movie? Why wouldn't they then call the movie WandaVision and the Multiverse of Madness, or WandaVision 2, or WandaVision and Friends? I don't know, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm mistaken, but this is my personal take immediately after watching this movie. Percentage wise, it personally felt like 60% Wanda, 40% Strange. I'll let you guys criticize me in the comments and I'll breathe through it somehow. Since this is a movie review, I don't expect everyone to suck up to my opinion after all. Point number 2. Off the top of my head, I do feel like there was a lack of Doctor Strange fight scenes. Not only that though, but I also feel that the immense variety in terms of his sorcerer wielding abilities were hugely dumbed down in this movie as well. If I may compare to Spider-Man No Way Home, where he fought with Spider-Man in the mirror dimension, which by the way was one of the highlights of that movie for me because of how insanely cool it was and how trippy it was in the mirror dimension. The only major fight scene where Doctor Strange actually demonstrated some abilities were at the start of the movie, where he fought that huge octopus monster and disassembled the truck and cut off its tentacles, and everything afterwards was quite satisfying for me to watch in that fight scene. So apart from that scene, there wasn't really any other scenes that particularly struck out to me where he really showed his prowess and how much he can do as Doctor Strange. But instead, the whole movie was showing most of what Scarlet Witch could do. I didn't really count the fight scenes, but I'm pretty sure she had more fight scenes and more cooler ones as well at that. Her fight with the council was great. She fought with everyone essentially to push her away to reach her goal. I mean, okay, I get that she had to logically defeat everybody in order to attain her goal with relation to her kids, but I just feel like Doctor Strange could have showed off a lot more in this movie. If you Google Doctor Strange abilities, okay, you're gonna get a huge list of what he is actually capable of doing. So what I'm essentially saying is that it was just more on the lackluster side of me in terms of action scenes from the man himself. I mean, I'm not gonna keep repeating this, but this movie should have more Doctor Strange, because that's literally in the movie's name. Okay, I do have a point 3, and I relatively have confidence that you guys will agree with me on this. The fight between Doctor Strange and alternate Doctor Strange was not epic enough. Okay, Although it was pretty neat that the fight scene was a music notes themed fight, right? I think that the audience was expecting a much more massive scale, kind of multi-dimensional fight scene full of crazy mirror dimension powers flying all around and everything being colossal and huge, but it was just that small little scene. And the alternate Doctor Strange actually lost rather easily from a tiny music note. And since the fight scene was short, I don't know if I can really say that it was the highlight for me personally, when it really should be, because I was pretty hyped seeing another Doctor Strange when I first caught wind of the trailer and saw another Doctor Strange looking all evil looking. The thoughts flooding my mind were just like, whoa, this is gonna be so crazy if good Doctor Strange had to fight an evil Doctor Strange, and then the multiverse of Doctor Strange, and then it's gonna be like this epic magical battle of the century, and it's gonna be like the highlight of the movie. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be such a big scale clash of an multi-dimensional fight, but yeah, that's what was disappointing for me in this movie. I know those die-hard Doctor Strange fans will object and whatever, but I just felt like the fight could have been so much more to counter, or in fact balance out the amount of fight scenes screen time Scarlet Witch had. Even Scarlet Witch's fight against the whole council was one of the highlights for me, right? I think some of you might agree as well, but I feel like that was pretty epic. And compared to that little tidbit of a fight scene between the two Doctor Stranges, I don't really know. Let me know in the comments if you agree and if you don't. In terms of the good points, I really enjoyed Elizabeth Olsen's acting in this movie. I generally felt like she nailed her role of both personas, Wanda Maximoff as well as Scarlet Witch. And from what I can evidently see, it is not at all easy to act in that many personalities in a single movie. She acted as Scarlet Witch, having no choice but to annihilate everyone in her way to get what she wanted. She had to act as the innocent mom in the multiverse where she had no clue what was happening and she was just tending to her kids innocently. She had to act as the original Wanda Maximoff, even acting as the other Scarlet Witch as well, right, and etc. I could visually see that she was really trying her best in the movie to play out her role really well, and it really shows, in my opinion, how much she crushed this movie in a good way, obviously, right? And as the majority of people are here, I think you guys can vouch for me on this as well, that Scarlet Witch looks great as well, because she's Elizabeth Olsen. So having to watch her for basically an entire movie was a treat for me, for sure. She did a great job, and I'm just satisfied with her overall performance throughout the whole movie. Doctor Strange did as well. Benedict Cumberbatch, he did really well, playing playing a dead corpse, playing the original Doctor Strange, alternate Doctor Strange, etc. I also heard that he had to work on his hand moves for a long time actually for his abilities, and claimed that it wasn't easy at all. But after seeing this movie, I think it definitely paid off in terms of his efforts to make really good hand gestures, because it looked really authentic to me, and so I think it was great. But yeah, I think demonstrating a little bit more of his abilities would have been great, because I didn't really see much of a spectacle as I was originally expecting from Earth's mightiest hero, right? As the statue said. Wong and the rest of the Kamatarch gang did a great job as well. I guess it was understandable when they got wiped out by Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch is Scarlet Witch, right? She's one of the most powerful Avengers. I would have personally been actually pretty weirded out if Scarlet Witch was the one getting defeated in the aftermath by the Kamatarch army. I mean, then the movie would be over right then and there, I guess, right? As for the new character, America Chavez was great as well. She was great. It felt like another Captain Marvel in a good way, right? Because except that she could use her powers but she was just afraid from what I was seeing. For Captain Marvel, right, her powers were suppressed and she was being bluffed, but she could always use it as well, so it's kind of similar in that way. It does make sense that she could only truly activate her power at the end, but I'm just a tad annoyed that she couldn't get used to the power halfway through and it was only at the end. But it's also understandable, so it's a gray area to me, because only being able to activate her power at the end seems kind of cliche to me, you know, only being confident after a little pep talk from Doctor Strange. But hey, I guess it teaches you the power of communication, I suppose. I don't know. Her power is incredible though, being able to travel to many multiverses as she wishes without consequences from what I watched. So I'm really excited how they manipulate her power in the future movies. Maybe they could get an alternate Tony Stark. Maybe they could get a bunch of Spider-Mans together. I mean, the possibilities are now seemingly endless and available to them to use. And like the fact that she's on the Avengers side is pretty amazing to think about and consider how much possibilities they could have traveling to different multiverses. And I mean, toying with the multiverse could have its implications, I guess, as seen from the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. But I mean, if they toy with it correctly, it could be a huge benefit to them, you know. So and also side point, but if there's anything this movie teaches me, I think it's to not get kids, or else you'll end up sucking up and simping for them if anything were to possibly happen to them, like what Scarlet Witch had to undergo. Traveling multiverses, killing a massive amount of people just for family. I guess Vin Diesel wasn't kidding when he said nothing is stronger than family, right? So I will not say that it is unreasonable that she didn't need to do all that for some kids, for some Vision's kids, not even birthed normally but from magic. Like, but I'm not a mom, right? I mean, but what I was going through my head was like, oh, Wanda can just clone more kids. She can have like a kids factory. She can just go to an orphanage. She can just have more kids if she just use more magic. But I don't know. I'm not a mom. Maybe moms probably think differently and think that kids are treasured the longer experience you have with them. And I should be empathetic. Okay, I'll be a little bit understandable. But I mean, you could just make more kids. It's magic. I don't know. Okay, she made the kids from magic. I don't understand why she had to go through all that for some kids. I will not drag this video way too long, don't worry. And my rating, if any of you were wondering, is 7.5 out of 10. I think that's a fair rating considering all the cons that I've listed, 3 of them. But this movie was still very good and a must watch in my opinion. It's just a bunch of teensy little nitpicks here and there, but I think Marvel definitely delivered as usual with this movie. Maybe I'll get a part 2 out for this movie review if you guys really enjoyed it, but I really wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. So also shout out to Mr. Fantastic, Professor X, and the whole gang. They were pretty awesome as well. Ooh, guys, what if they brought Flaming Torch and it's played by Chris Evans, and they brought Captain America, also played by Chris Evans? Would that be super, like, whoa, that would be crazy, right? Okay, that'll be for another day maybe, but I'll end the movie review here. I'll talk about it a little bit more if I have a little bit more nitpicks or a little bit more compliments to say about this movie, but I'll end it here. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.